Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another pep talk. PEP, passionately empowering people. Today's topic is protection plan. Today's topic is protection plan. The holiday season, we're already in the middle of it. It's fast approaching. And I was at work the other day and I was listening to a couple of co-workers talking. We was engaged in a conversation, just talking about the holiday shopping spirit. And what happens when you go buy all these gifts for all these different people that you love, and you do all these great things for all these different individuals. When you get to the checkout and you get to that cashier and the cashier rings up everything that you done bought electronics and machines and all these different valuables. The cashier asks you once everything has been rung up, they ask you the power question. Do you want to purchase a protection plan? Now, when you sit back and you look at everything that you got, and depending on what kind of value you place on the materials that you have bought, you will make a decision from there. Hey, is this protection plan worth it? And it's going to be 90 days, 6 months, a year, 2 year protection plan. Should something go wrong, you can get it replaced, repaired, so on and so forth. So whatever kind of value you place on that item is going to help with your decision that you make when it comes to purchasing that protection plan. So the question is, what kind of protection plan do you have in place for yourself and your family? Aside from all the gadgets and everything and material and gifts and stuff that you're buying for people this holiday season, what kind of protection plan have you invested in for your family? Now, I'm not just talking about burial insurance, life insurance, health insurance. I'm not just talking about that, because once the insurance, and sometimes we get insurance to cover our insurance. Okay, once the insurance pays out and your family has run through all the insurance, the lump sum the insurance pays out, what then? What's going to happen to your family then? Some of us need to get started on a protection plan for our family. What kind of protection plan do you have in place? Once the insurance runs out, or what if you suddenly get ill and you can't go to work? What if you suddenly get fired? You walk in one day, as I did back in 2014, been on a job for about a year or so, helped them get the nursing program up and running. Walked in on a Friday morning, happy as ever, and walked out with my heart at the bottom of my feet and a lump in my throat, because the director said today's your last day. Your services are no longer needed. Don't come back. What kind of protection plan do you have in place for a situation like that? Now, broke people understand this. Protection plan that I'm talking about is generational wealth. What kind of protection plan do you have that's going to provide generational wealth for your family? So if you're just relying on your job, your paycheck, or your paychecks, because you may have multiple jobs, what's going to happen when you get that pink slip? You walk in one day and you already know that they doing cuts and laying people off, but you think because you've been there so long and your job is so important, and they slip you the note, say, hey, clean out your desk and don't come back. I love you, but I gotta let you go. Hey, I appreciate all the years of service and everything you've done, but we gotta make some cuts, and your position is the one getting cut. What kind of protection plan you got in place for that? Now, broke people plan for Friday night. They plan for the weekend. Wealthy people, they plan for generations to come. What kind of soldier are you? So the next generation deserves a better start than you. The next generation deserves, in your genealogy, the next generation deserves a better start than I had. So wealthy people, they understand that there are systems around you. System stands for save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. There's all sorts of systems around you that you can use to tap into to help you generate and create a protection plan. And that's what wealthy people do. They tap into systems and they have more than one source of income. And they're not punching clocks. Okay? When something happens to one of their income streams, they have many more in place to help keep them afloat. And the problem with most of us, 97% of the population, we only have one source of income, or we only got 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs, and we're on a thin sheet of ice. And if the temperature goes up one more degree, we're going to melt right through. So the object is to get out of the linear income and get into residual income. Something you can do one time and get paid for it over and over again. That's what the wealthy people in the world are doing. So if you've been like me and a lot of other people in the world who've bought on and held on to the idea that you go to school, get an education, get a good job, make a lot of money, be successful, and live happily ever after, and you think you're going to leave generational wealth, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and realize that there is a better way. You're going to have to learn something new. You're going to have to get out your comfort zone. You're going to have to meet some new people. You're going to have to do some things you wouldn't ordinarily do. But there is a better way. Somebody's got to break the cycle. And it might as well be you. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? If not this, then what? Somebody's got to break the cycle. A wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So, are you a wise woman? Are you a wise man? You got to make that decision, that distinction first, and then make a decision on what you're going to do to supply your family, invest in your family's protection plan, and leave generational wealth. And I'm not talking about just leaving money for your kids. I'm talking about leaving something in them that they can use to generate wealth themselves. You know, if you give a man a fish, he's going to eat today. But if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. So let's think outside the box. Let's go against the grain. Let's break down all the fear barriers, and let's step out on faith, finding answers in the heart, and see what kind of systems we can tap into to generate some generational wealth for our families. You know, you gotta pay it forward. That's what it's all about, y'all. That's how you get out of the rat race. That's how you live debt free. Pay it forward. Find someone who has what you want, learn what they know, do what they do, and you will ultimately have what they have. So somebody's got to break the cycle, so why not you? So invest in your protection plan. Invest in your protection plan and invest now. Your future self is going to thank you for it, okay? See, most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. And most people don't even aim at all. So we don't really plan on failing. The problem is we just fail to plan. So let's plan on getting your protection plan in place for you and your family. Step outside the box. Understand that you are greater than your circumstances. If you just had the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move those mountains that are in your way right now. Let me ask you something. The 97% of the folks in this world, in this industry, in this great country we live in, 97% of them are working for millionaires. Now ask yourself, next time you go punch the clock, ask yourself, is the CEO, is the owner of this company, this multi-million-dollar company that I'm working for, is the CEO teaching me, showing me what him or her has done to get where they are? And if the answer is no, you just got to realize that you are working to keep your boss rich, and your boss is paying you to stay broke. All right? You're going to work each and every day, and somewhere deep down inside, you're feeling somewhat unfulfilled because you know there's something else in you. There's some greatness in you that you have not tapped into. And they're paying you just enough to keep you from quitting, and you working just hard enough to keep from getting fired. It's a contrary act of mediocrity. So it's time to break that cycle. You can do it. You didn't get to where you are overnight. It's going to take some time, but you got to take on the challenge to change. Change doesn't just happen. You got to take change and make it happen. Devise your protection plan. Find a system you can tap into. Learn what that top executive or the top producer in that system is doing. Duplicate what they're doing, and ultimately you will be where they are. You will have what they have. So if your boss is not teaching you what they have done to get where they are while you're at work and they're on vacation with their family or playing golf or having 5-6 hour lunch breaks and dinner interviews and having all these different interruptions in their schedule so they don't have to be at the workplace as often as you do, it's time for you to think outside the box and ask yourself, hey, do I want to keep doing this the rest of my life? Is this providing the protection plan that I need for my family? If I walk in tomorrow and my boss says, hey, I don't need you anymore, I've hired somebody younger who's going to do the same amount of work plus a little bit more, and I don't have to pay them as much as I pay you. Get your protection plan in place. So if your boss is not teaching you what him or her has done to do what they have done to get where they are, then you need to get around some people who are willing to teach you. I belong to a consortium of wealthy business owners and entrepreneurs, multi-millionaires. The industry I'm in, the group of people that I'm working with, they have generated 46 brown-skinned millionaires. And they are ready, willing, and able to teach me, to teach you, to show you what they did to get to where they are. Something that I guarantee your boss is not doing. So if you want to step outside the box, if you want to invest in your own protection plan for you and your family's future, we need to get together. We need to talk today. You need to call me tonight, right now, 901-646-1393. I'm working on a financial freedom project entitled Focus. Follow one course until success. So if I'm speaking to you, if you're listening to me right now, and you say, hey, I really haven't taken time to invest in my own protection plan. I've got all these protection plans for my TVs, for my VCRs, my cable, my internet boxes, my vehicles, even my life insurance. I got all these protection plans, but I don't have something in place that's going to pay out to my family long after I stop breathing. We need to get together. The income I generate once I stop breathing will continue to pay out to my family for generations to come. Think about that. I bet your boss didn't teach you that, and I bet you they didn't show you that in school. They didn't tell you. They didn't hip you, put you up on it. Well, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to teach you and share with you the things that I've learned and put you in contact with some people who can share even greater things that I'm still learning. And we can walk this walk together, and we can have a protection plan in place for our families so that our legacy can outlive the last breath that we breathe. So that when our family tree, when the young ones who have not been born can look up on the walls of our estates and they can say, I'm so glad Granddad George did this, because now we can eat and live like this. If I'm talking to you and you want something different, you want something more out of life, and you want to get more information on the Financial Freedom Project I'm working on, I have a multi-millionaire that's coming in town this weekend that's going to sit down and share tips and strategies to help people invest in themselves and in their own families, so that they can live a better life, so that they can leave a legacy. If that's you and I'm talking to you and you want more information, we need to get together. Let's talk. 901-646-1393. Let's do something. Let's make something happen. You only live once. Why not make it count? You don't want to get to the end of your life and realize that, hey, you could and should have done something different with the time you've been blessed with on this earth. So as always, listen, that's my time. That's my talk. Get your protection plan. Invest in your protection plan. Believe in yourself, because it can happen as long as you make a determined and willing effort to make it happen. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Let's get together. Let's make some things happen. As always, I'm passionately empowering people to live for today and plan for tomorrow. Until next time, God bless.